Hey guys, welcome to M9 Prime Plays Mercenary Kings for the PS4. This is an in-depth review of the game Mercenary Kings that just came out on PS4, and I believe it is out on PC as well. This game is free to all PSN Plus members at the very moment, at least till the end of the month on the PS4. It is pretty good value for money considering you're not paying anything for it and you already have the PS4. According to the achievements, there's over 112 missions, and they're all divided into ranks. Playing through the missions, some of them seem a little bit tedious, like collect all these items, and pretty much to collect the items ones and to kill so much of the certain enemy ones. Most missions do have a secret extra objective, which gives you more money to spend on upgrades, or some of them even have secret objectives that you don't find out until you actually find a piece that you need it from. The most fun mission types for me are hostage rescue or kill a boss, like this one right here, where you have to kill the steel soldier, which is the first main boss in the game. It is quite a difficult game. I mean, it is a little bit like Metal Slug or Contra in that old style shooter, but it also has a lot of stuff to collect to upgrade your guns and make it better and easier on yourself. There is a hub for you that you will see in 1 second. This is like your base camp. It's where you can get everything done, where you can look at all the items that you can purchase for your guns. You can get mods for your body. You can get a new knife. You can decorate your tent. You pick up your missions. Basically, this is where everything gets set up. You go talk to this guy right here, the colonel, or colonel, not good with that word. You pick your missions, and then you go to the pilot, and he basically airlifts you to the next mission. When you're in the mission, you also have a transmitter. You can basically get teleported back to your spawn point. You can get taken out of the mission, or you can use BP points to buy items while you're in the mission, such as C4 or first aid packs or shock bombs. The environments in this game do get reused quite a bit. You will see that the maps do come up in the same rotation for a couple missions. You just have different objectives every time. At the beginning, you will spend a lot of time on this map that you see in particular. I know I spent a lot of time on this one. So you get pretty familiar with it, which is alright. You get to know where you have to go and what you have to do. One issue I do have with the game is the enemies respawn too readily. You basically barely have to be off the screen and some enemies will respawn. Others, on the other hand, don't respawn, which is kind of odd. But it keeps you firing away and trying to get through the environment. So if you have to backtrack, the enemies will be back. It's guaranteed. You have no chance of just, once you clear out the area, you go back and you do whatever you need to do. Every time you're pretty much fighting your way through. Ammo is unlimited, but you do have to reload. It's Gears of War style reloading, which gets a little bit annoying when you're really in the heat of battle. The controls are fairly good. You do use the touchpad on the PS4 controller. The touchpad is to scroll through your map, which is very convenient because you can really it's not a big map to look at, but you can really go from left to right really quickly. And on some of the missions, they tell you where the objective is, so you can make your way towards that even quicker without having to guess where you're going. For shooting, you use the square. For your knife, you use the triangle. It does get a little bit confusing if you're trying to do both. At least it does for me. Mainly because when you run out of ammo, it goes into auto reload. I wish it didn't, because that actually does mess me up when I try to use the knife. The knife is very useful. It doesn't only hurt them, but it also deflects bullets. So all those bullets that you see that I'm shooting, they shoot the same style. A knife will actually make it bounce off of you. If you get hit diagonally and you bounce it off with your knife, it goes back straight. And if you get shot at straight, you bounce it with your knife, it goes diagonally. I haven't been able to hit an enemy with it yet, but I'm sure it does damage. The game itself does look beautiful. The art is really well done. It is very fun to play. It is one of those games where you can pick it up for 10-15 minutes and then put it away. Just make sure you don't pick a mission that's longer than 10 minutes, otherwise you'll be at it forever. Though it does suck you in. On last Saturday I started playing it just for fun, just to check it out. Brand new game in my roster. Not something I normally would play because it's a 2D old school looking game. do like the nostalgia, but it doesn't always work for me. However, when I was done, it was already 2 hours into the game, and I kind of wanted to keep playing, but I was tired and had to go to bed because I had an early morning. Even with the recycle environments, it was still something that kept it interesting. I wish there was a little bit more variety, just for the simple fact that at the end, all I had was resource collecting missions, which got kind of boring because all you're doing is killing these guys. Each enemy can drop assortment of different items. For example, some of them drop steel, some of them can drop leather, some of them can drop copper. Like that's right there is copper. You pick it up, and in certain situations you need, let's say, 10 pieces of copper. You go around finding it, and you're just shooting guys until they drop it, or you find a chest and it drops it out of it. But my favorite missions so far have been the hostage rescue missions. They are very fun to play, considering you get a really cool reward just knowing you rescued somebody, like right there. You rescue the hostage. And overall, when you first start your camp, you don't get all your guys right away. Like, you cannot modify your knife, you can't modify your guns until you actually rescue the proper people in your camp. There is a lot of enemies to fight against, like I said before, and it is crazy. Like, those snails really caught me off guard the first time I saw them, but they are pretty easy to kill. As you keep upgrading your gun, obviously these enemies will be a lot easier to kill. You can actually go into the camp, and there is a guy that you can talk to, and he describes all enemies, and he'll tell you how many hit points they have. So if something has a lot of hit points, obviously it's going to take you a lot longer to kill it. And I hate when enemies jump, for the simple fact that it is impossible to hit them, at least for me. I'm really bad at that. There is co-op, which is split screen, and there is co-op online. This is a preview of the split screen co-op. I was doing this with my brother. It just divides the screen into 4 sections, and each one of you has your own little piece right there. It is, I don't know, it's the same game. What I like about this co-op is you both don't have to share the screen, so you don't have that Mario World effect where you have 2 people on the screen and one person can pull the other one off. Or you can use this to cover more ground. You do have to remember though that you do share lives. So you start at 3 lives per mission. If you are a strong player and your co-op partner is not that strong, you're not going to have a good time. You're pretty much just going to get frustrated because they're going to keep dying on you. Or if you're the bad player, you're going to frustrate somebody for sure. You can stick together or you can split up. It doesn't really matter. You can go different routes. There is a small bug in this game, and that is where the screen actually does freeze up on you, but the action keeps going, so it kind of glitches out. You will see that after the next transition where I am playing, and it does happen. You may have noticed it a couple times in this video. I know I have, but right there, that's where it happened. It does that by itself. There's nothing, no rhyme, no reason why it happens. That's the only glitch I found. Other than that, this is an excellent game. Overall, I would definitely recommend you to play this game. I'd give it a good 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.